Hello, I'm Bill Cullen, and I'd like to welcome you all to a very special Warner Cable television project. It's two-way television. Now, most of you at home have already spent some time, I hope, with the new console. It's a magical box that will allow you, through the press of a button, to communicate with us right here in the studio, and that's the fun, and that's what it's all about. Now, in a moment, you're going to participate again, we hope, in a brand new game show called How Do You Like Your Eggs? But first, let's talk about Warner's interactive television system. Now, this is the Warner Cable Studio computer. And when you press a button on your console, the computer will tally your response. Now, we're going to ask you to try a sample question, and the question is this. So you at home vote for me, please. If you answer correctly, we will turn, and here's the box right here. If you answer correctly, we will turn this message light on. Now, for your answer, we're asking you tonight to press buttons 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, that light will come on if you're correct, and here's the question for tonight. So you get ready to vote because your vote's going to count right here. What's the name of the new baseball team in Columbus? Is it number 1, the Jets, number 2, the Clippers, number 3, the Owls, or number 4, the Pirates? And remember, if you get this right, and it's just by way of demonstration, your message light right here, the small red light located just above the response button, will glow. Okay, so you do your voting now if you will, please. Okay, those of you who guessed correctly already have a red light glowing here. For the benefit of those of you who do not have a red light glowing, the name of the new baseball team in Columbus is the Clippers. So that's how it works, and you saw what happened. And that registered and went through our computer in that little room you saw there in the earlier picture. Now, that's not all you can do. There are many, many more things you can do. And in a moment, we're going to play a game where our studio players here will try to judge your response to a series of opinion questions. So please stay with us, as we always say, because we'll be back with How Do You Like Your Eggs? Live from our studios on Olentangy River Road here in Columbus. All starts in a couple of seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, how do you like your eggs?
I like them scrambled.
Over easy.
I don't like them.
Scrambled.
Your answer to this question will directly affect the play of the first two-way game of public opinion, How Do You Like Your Eggs? And now, live from Columbus, Ohio, here's the star of our show, Bill Cullen.
Hooray, hooray, hooray. Hooray! Hooray! Thank you. That's all right. Great, thank you. Thank you ever so much, and welcome to the world's only two-way game show, How Do You Like Your Eggs? Where tonight you'll have a chance to play a special home version of our game. So Tom, if you're not doing anything at the moment, may we meet our couples, please?
Okay, Bill. First, I'd like you to meet Andy and Sarah Adams. He's an attorney, and she's a real estate administrative assistant from Columbus. Next, Bill, meet Jim and Maureen George. He's a training specialist, and she's an art therapist from Columbus.
Welcome to you all. Happy to have you. We are happy to have all of you here. You remember last Thursday night our game ended without a winner. One of our couples was unable to return tonight, but we have brought Sarah and Andy Adams back against a new couple. So let's first of all say welcome to you, Sarah.
Thank you.
You two did very well. And Andy, the lawyer who thinks out every question with truly impeccable perfection. How do you like that, Andy?
Why didn't I win the game last week?
It was a loophole in the law, Andy. However, Andy does, so you hang on. He's pretty good. Well, good luck to you, Sarah. You too, Andy. And Jim and Maureen George. Maureen, I imagine.
Yes.
You must be Jim.
I am Jim.
What
yes.
do you do, Jim?
I'm a technical training specialist and teach electronic technicians how to install telephone equipment.
I see. Now, we found out that Andy and Sarah have been married 7 years, no children as yet. You two have been married 6 years, right?
Yes.
How many children?
We have one. We're catching up.
One. Oh, yes. At that rate, 0 in 7 and 1 in 6, you'll be ahead of them in no time. Hope you do well in our game. Couples, you're going to be trying to determine what the majority of our 200 specially wired homes have to say on an assortment of opinion-type questions. Now, anytime one of you correctly predicts the most popular response, we'll score 1 point for your team, and that happens like this. And when both of you select the most popular response, you'll score 2 points, 1 for each answer, like that. And that places you in a situation, if you have just won those two, where you'll have a chance to steal one figure from your opponent's side of the board, and here's the way that goes on. I think that's the cutest darn thing I've ever seen in my life. We'll have more about that later, couples. A total of 5 points wins the game, and a great shot, a great prize, and a shot at that colored television set. So, home audience, if you will, take your console in hand, because here comes the first question on how do you like your eggs, and here's where you play the most important part. Okay, first question is this. If your dreams come true, in which field would you work? I find this a provocative question. Here are your choices. Number 1, entertainment. Number 2, sports. 3, finance. And 4, agriculture. Okay, and home press, if you haven't already pressed. We went, they're voting right now. This is when all these answers are coming in. Our computer is digesting the information. We went down to the Northland Mall the other day and got some answers to this particular question. And I love the answers from down here. Here they are.
Sports.
What kind of sports do you mean?
Baseball.
I think I'd like to be a dancer.
I'd like to be in entertainment.
I'd like to be a comedian.
Very happy with what I'm doing now. I think I'm doing the best I could.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You can't argue with logic like that. Andy and Sarah, will begin with you only because you won the toss. That's the reason I say we start from left to right. So, Sarah, do you want Andy to start and listen to his logic? What do you say they said, Andy?
Well, Bill, I think I would go with number 2. Short work week, lots of money.
That's your rationale for sports, huh?
Yes, sir.
We have 1 for number 2 in sports. And now, Sarah, what do you want to do?
I'm going with number 1, Bill. I think people enjoy being in the limelight, and that would be entertainment.
So you disagree with this brilliant lawyer husband of yours, do you? You say number 1, and he says number 2. Now, if either one of you are correct, you will score 1 point. There are the choices up there. 166 people at home responded to this particular question. And let's see what the audience said. 1 or 2? It is... Good going, Sarah. Not bad at all. You have yourself a point right now, so put a point over there by the Adams, if you will, please. And we'll come up with a bit of a puzzle for you folks at home. Not a puzzle, actually, all it needs is an opinion. And then we'll give the Georges a chance to play. Question: which could you do most easily without? Which of these could you do most easily without? 1, a toothbrush. 2, coffee. 3, cigarettes. Or 4, newspapers. Press your button at home. If you haven't pressed, we'll record the voting here. On this question, like the rest of them, we went to the Northland Mall to get some opinions from the people down there, and let's find out if that guy who wants to do nothing is still with us.
Cigarettes.
Alcohol, definitely.
Cigarettes.
My shoes. I hate shoes.
That gal who said shoes, I don't think she understands our game. Had to be one of those 4. That's the question. What could you most easily do without? Toothbrush, coffee, cigarettes, or newspapers? Okay, chance for you now, George. We'll start with you, Maureen. What do you say?
I'd say coffee, definitely, because number 2.
So I assume then that you use all the other, well, certainly you use a toothbrush, but you utilize the other 3, right? I mean, you think that's what they think, the people at home?
Yes.
Okay, good
I
enough.
would say
5 points for the game. And what do you say, Jim?
Well, I disagree with my wife, and she knows I can't do without my coffee. So, and I'm going with number 3, cigarettes, because I think that's what people really think that they would like to do without, and they're gonna put us on here a bit, and they're gonna go with cigarettes.
That sounds like good reasoning. Yes, that sounds pretty good. I don't know, though. I have no idea. We have 1 for 2 and 1 for 3. If either one's right, you get a point. Let's see how the audience at home responded, please. Way up there for number 3. Okay. Good enough, and that scores a point for you. You have a point, and now it's all tied up at 1 point apiece. Right now, we're going to play a bit of a question with, or later on, we're going to play a question with our contestants. But first, I thought it might be fun if we tried something a little bit new, something we haven't tried last week, for all of you at home to judge our own studio audience. Now, our first studio audience match question, and this is for the studio audience here. Everyone at home who answers correctly will see the message light turn on while we watch this scene from tonight's free movie, Murder on the Orient Express. First, I have to pass along the question to you, though. Let's see if I have the studio audience question. Our studio audience, you see, has been polled here, and we're going to ask you folks at home to vote on this. Who is your favorite monster? And here are your choices. They are King Kong, number 1, Frankenstein, number 2, Godzilla, number 3, and the Blob, number 4. Those are the choices. So while our audience at home is responding, we have a little bit of information for all of you about tonight's movie, Murder on the Orient.
Oh, I see. That felt great. You're getting
Agatha Christie's novel of murder and revenge. Starring Richard Widmark as the millionaire art collector with a sinister past, and Albert Finney as a celebrated Belgian detective who must piece together the clues to solve a violent crime in Murder on the Orient Express.
Where, in my amateur opinion, the murderer is with us now.
You were a perfect judge in our studio audience on the question, your favorite monster. And that was King Kong. That was a selection of our audience in the studio. Be ready for another studio audience match later in the show. Now back to the contestants and Bill Cullen.
Okay, it's an interesting thing. Incidentally, you were polled in the audience. I don't know whether you were aware of the choices yet, but the response at home was King Kong. King Kong was the right answer, too. By what percentage? 49%. It's King Kong. Well, he didn't have much competition. Frankenstein's a has-been, and Godzilla and the Blob just sort of lays there. Question for Andy and Sarah now coming up for you. It's all tied up as far as our game is concerned, 1 point apiece. Andy and Sarah, what do you think the audience said to this one? Audience at home, please get ready to vote. If you were offered a high-paying job for which you were underqualified, would you, number 1, bluff, 2, sell your high points, 3, offer to learn, 4, refuse the job? Those are your choices. Select now if you haven't already. Audience at home is now making its choice, and we hope it's a good one. We thought we'd hie ourselves to the Northland Mall because every time we go down there, we get some pretty good opinions from some people.
I'd never refuse a high-paying job. I'd sell my high points, my best points, and take it.
Sell my high points.
The way jobs are today, I would probably offer to learn and sell my high points also.
I would probably offer to learn because it would be to my advantage.
The first 4. All of them. The first 4. Do I have to choose one?
I don't know how people feel today. What do you think, Andy? What do you think? Oh, let Sarah, you start this time. We put the onus on Andy last time. You begin. What do you think the people at home would say?
I think number 2, Bill. I'd be inclined to go with 1 personally, but I think they're going to go for 2.
You think they would say sell their high points?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, Andy, your choice.
I think I'll have to agree with Sarah on that point and go with number 2 also. I think the job market being what it is, selling the high points would have to be the answer.
You both think it would be number 2. Now let me recap. You have 1 point. Your opponents have 1 point. If you are correct here, you pick up 2 points, and then you will get a chance to steal. You say number 2. Okay, let's see what the answer was. And was number 2 the winner? Sell your high points. 25%. It was not the winner. Sorry, so you didn't score on that. It's a wipeout as far as that's concerned. Let's take a look at the rest. I'm curious to see. Do you have the rest of the percent? 168 people responded. Look at that. Way ahead with 60% is 3. Most people would offer to learn. So there we have it, and a choice question coming up for Jim and Maureen right now. And audience at home, work on this question if you would. What kind of job is Jimmy Carter doing as president? What kind of job is Jimmy Carter doing as president? And here are your choices, audience. Excellent, number 1. Number 2, good. 3, fair. 4, terrible. Okay? If you haven't pressed, press now. This will be your chance to talk to the nation. Okay, the audience at home has sent their selection to us. Our computer is working on it. It's all the computer has it ready to go. But we thought while we're, well, just for a moment or so, we'd give you a chance to go down to the Northland Mall again. Some of these comedians down there.
I think he's doing an excellent job because he's appealing to all the needs and desires of just about every American, or trying to anyhow.
Good. I don't know. I just think he's doing a good job.
Oh, I think he's doing very good.
I think he's doing a good job.
Well, right now he hasn't really done much of anything, and I think it's too early to ascertain what type of president he is, and so far it's better than the previous two.
I think he's doing an excellent job. He's getting down to the people, and he's talking to them, and especially this last thing that happened up in, was it Vermont or Boston, where he actually went to the town meeting. I thought it's pretty good.
That one guy got a bit of a political speech in there. Jim and George, it's your turn. I mean, no, it's Maureen and Jim. That's Jim and George. Jim George is the name. Maureen, what do you think? I don't think this is too tough.
No, I think most people would say good.
You think good?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what do you say about that, Jim? Because if you...
I think my wife is absolutely wrong.
Oh.
I think that I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the Midwest, and I'll say that they think number one, excellent.
You think because of, and that's good thinking too, because of where we are and where the boxes are, you think the answer will come out excellent.
I believe
and you
so.
think no matter where we are that it's going to come out good, is that
Yes,
right?
I think.
If it's either 1 or 2, you two will score a point. Okay, let's take a look at the results at home. It's good.
Very good, Jim.
You're right, Maureen. Maureen, you're right, and you score a point. So the score right now, there comes the point, is 2 for the Georges and 1 for the Adams. And again, at home, we'll pose the question to you and then give Andy and Sarah a chance. Question to you is this, and oh, incidentally, ladies only on this one. Men don't vote because we don't want people fighting over who gets the use of the box. So ladies only vote on this. Fellas, give it to the girls there. Okay, as if you don't always. Ladies only. Girls or ladies, if you could be one age all of your life, which of these ages would you choose? Boy, this is tough. 1, 5 years old. 2, 21. 21 years old, you know. 3, 40 years old. And 4, 65 years old. Ladies only. If you haven't pressed, vote now, ladies. I forgot to tell you, incidentally, if any men voted in this ladies only question, the box sticks its tongue out at you. And it would serve you right. I suppose we asked this question down at the Northland Mall, too. I don't even know if we asked it only of ladies, but let's see what the answers are.
Well, I suppose about 40.
Probably 21.
How come?
So I could buy high drinks and just keep on partying. It just seems like it's a comfortable age to be.
It could be one age for the rest of your life. Which one would you choose?
18.
21.
I guess around 24, some automobile insurance would be a little bit less.
Okay, it's back to you, Andy and Sarah. Andy, I think it's your turn to lead off. What do you think the ladies at home would have said?
Well, I think I would go with number 2 and say 21 because there's a horrible stigma attached to going to 40.
Yeah.
And 21 looks pretty good, I would think, to most everyone.
Is there a stigma attached to 40?
Well, I've heard that. I'll tell you in 10 years.
You want to take it from me? There is, Andy. How about you, Sarah? What do you say?
I'm going to agree, Bill. I think that's the best of the choices that I could see.
I'm glad that you agreed because I think you have made a good choice. If you both agree, and you do, and if you're both correct, if you jive with our people, our ladies at home, you will win 2 points and a chance to steal another. So in order just to keep this chance open for you, I ask this simple question. Was 2 the favorite selection of the ladies at home? It was indeed.
All right.
You want to steal? You want to steal?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now, you won yourself 2 points. They come over there to your side. You now have 3. You lead the game 3-2, and you get a chance to steal. You do put yourself in a little jeopardy if you want to steal. In order to steal a point, between you decide which you think was the least age. And that might be a little tough, although it might look easy on the surface. Which you think was the least age. If you are correct, you will steal a point from these good people over here and end up with 4 over Maureen and Jim. However, if you are wrong, you lose a point, and that point goes to them. Okay? What do you want to do?
Well, I don't know. Sarah, do you have an obvious answer there that you think we can win with?
You don't have to take the chance if you don't want to.
I don't. But if
I
you
don't
want
think
a chance
we'll take the chance because I'm not real sure about the answer on that.
Okay, now, what would you have said, Andy? It's either 5 or 65 is the least.
I think I would have been prone to going with 65.
Just for the sake of this determines nothing, but let's see the board and see what the complete lineup, what the people at home. Only 2% want to be. How about those 4 people who want to be 5 all their life? You 4 people, would you care to write me and explain your reasoning? I guess it's a good reason. People carry around and you get fed and whatever else you want or anything like that. Home audience, we'll play a question again with our contestants here. We polled our contestants, but we asked this question. Home audience, we ask you to respond. And we thought this might be fun. Here's the question. Your favorite fast food hamburger is, and here are your selections there, the Big Mac, number 2, the Whopper, number 3, Barnbuster, and number 4, Big Boy. Those are your votes, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you push your button at home, and we'll give you a chance to, later on, we'll be back here and see whether you're right or wrong. While the folks at home are pushing, why we thought you might like to see a little bit about something we have as a special.
Dog Day Afternoon, starring Al Pacino as Sonny, a novice bank robber.
Nobody move! Get over there!
The heist should have taken 10
get away from
minutes.
those alarms.
4 hours later, the
Get
bank
the center.
became a circus sideshow. 8 hours later, it was the hottest
He
thing on
moves.
television.
Take his head off. Put the gun on him!
I can't do it, Sonny.
What?
I'm not going to make it, Sonny.
Dog Day Afternoon. Now we move to the second half of How Do You Like Your Eggs? Back to the couples and back to Bill Cullen.
Okay. I got a couple of points I would like to make. Number 1, or the first thing I would like to make, first point, is the winner of that favorite fast food hamburger. The answer was, from our audience poll here, and you folks at home, you know how well you did, was number 2, the Whopper. Just thought I'd mention that. And those people you saw, whom we polled and whom you saw while you were voting, are all people from our Warner organization, and we're very proud of them and pleased to have them here with us tonight. Thank you all. Well, you get a chance, Georges. Again, the score is 3-2 against you. You get a chance to do some catching up. Here comes your question. Folks at home, get ready to vote and help us out. I get most of my news via or by way of, and here comes some media for you. Number 1, radio. 2, television. 3, newspaper. 4, word of mouth. Okay, those are the choices. If you haven't voted at home, kindly do now. And Georges, you'll be thinking about what decision you're going to make. And we'll skip along, as we usually do, to the Northland Mall at this time to see what the people there had to say about it. Okay, Northland Mall people have some pretty good ideas.
Radio and newspapers.
I most generally get it from the newspaper, but I watch the 6 o'clock news.
Mostly television, but
I get most of my news from newspapers.
Okay, I watch TV when I can at school, but I read a little newspaper. So it's newspaper and television, I guess.
I have an idea that 4 people out there at home voted word of mouth. They were the same 4 people who want to stay 5 all their lives. What do you two think about this? Maureen, is it your turn to go first? Go first anyway,
Okay,
Maureen.
I'll
Be the
go
leader. What do you
first.
think the people at home responded? How do they get their news?
I'd say most people would get their news by newspaper.
Oh, boy, I think you have some disagreement to your right. Jim, make your point.
Okay, I would say 2, Bill, because the audience is watching television and people are in tune with television. They rely upon it, and that's my choice.
Okay, we have 1 for 2 and 1 for 3. If either one of those comes up the winner, or what the audience at home said, you will score a point. 5 points will win the game. 171 people responded to this one. The answer was pretty far ahead, television. Okay, a point there for the Georges, please, and now it's all tied up 3-3, and a chance for the Adams to move ahead. question coming up for you folks at home. If you were a car, would you be a, colon there, 1, Corvette Stingray, 2, a Model T, 3, a Pinto, or 4, a Cadillac? I guess in our own way we're asking what you think of yourself. If you haven't pressed, press now, please. They don't have the kind of car I'd be up here, and I'm not going to tell you either. Okay, did we go to the Northland Mall on this one? We have some opinions down there. Let's see what our friends down there in Mufti say.
Oh, I'd like to be a Cadillac.
Like to be an Eldorado. A Cadillac. Oh, because they're so classy looking.
Rolls Royce.
A Rolls Royce. How come?
Oh, it's classy, nice, and I can't afford it.
There's always somebody who picks one we don't have, but that's beside the point. What do you think, Adams? Start this time, Andy, if you would, please, for me, sir.
I think I would go with number 4, the Cadillac. That seems to be the standard of excellence.
It is indeed. Andy says number 4. And what do you say, Sarah?
Well, I'm agreeing this time, Bill. I think number 4 also.
Okay, look at that. Again, as I said, 5 points wins the game. You only need 5 points, 2 more points. You already, if both of these, if this answer is 4, you win 2 points and thereby the game. You're working on 3. So hang in there. This is an important one. Let's take a look at only 4. Was the choice number 4 or Cadillac? It was not. Unfortunately, it was not. Let's take a look at the rest of them, by the way, the 71 people responding. What did they say? This is interesting. Take a look at the rest of the percentages there. There they come. Most of the people, a Corvette Stingray, they said. So you missed out on that chance. And now the Georges, you will get a chance. Audience at home, how many hours a day do you spend with your whole family? You know, by and large, the whole family. Vote number 1 for 1 or less, 2 for 2 to 4, 3 for 4 to 6, or button 4 for 7 or more. There are your choices. How many hours a day do you spend with your whole family? Press now if you haven't. Okay, the selections are made as far as the people at home are concerned. We made some selections too down at Northland Mall. We talked to these people and here's what they had to say.
I'd say 2 to 4 hours.
It better be none. I don't have a family. I'd say 2 to 4 happy hours.
2 to 4, but that's generally on Sunday.
I would say 2 to 4 hours, not counting myself.
Oh, just long enough to watch the Waltons.
2 to 4, not counting myself. All right, 1 or less, 2, 4, 4 to 6, 7 or more. 171 people responded. What do you say, Jim?
Well,
what do you think they thought?
I would say 4, 7 or more because they sleep with each other. Hopefully at least that long. So.
What kind of family do you have in mind? Yes, you are right, Jim. What do you say, Marie?
I'd say number 3.
Okay.
I think probably if people are at home watching TV at this hour, maybe they're going to be around for a while.
We have a 3 and we have a 4. If it's either one of those, you pick up a point and lead 4 to 3. Let's see what the answer is, what the people at home say. Number 3.
Oh, wow.
You got a lead there. You have 4. Your opponents have 3. So you take a lead. There's your score. You only need 1 more to win the game. Next question, people at home would appreciate. This is for the kids only. Only the kids. And if there are no kids in the house, then the younger of those of you at home, you take a poll and decide. But this is for the kids. We'd like to give them a choice. What do you like on your pizza? That's the question. Kids vote on this. 1 anchovies, 2 pepperoni, 3 green peppers, 4 mushrooms. Okay, kids, vote now if you haven't already. Hopefully the children are voting now. Perfectly nice thing for kids to vote on. Pizza-type questions. Northland Mall, they weren't exactly all kids down there, but they were people with opinions, and here's what they said.
Oh, I just like extra cheese. You know, I don't like all that stuff. I like simple. I'm a simple person. I like simple pizza, I guess.
I don't like any of those things on my pizza.
What do you like?
Hot peppers.
Pepperoni with a lot of cheese, but I like the homegrown type cheese.
Anchovies.
That's your very favorite thing?
Uh-huh.
I love everything but dead fish.
All right. Andy, without too much reason, just put up your vote because we are going to try to get a completion here. We have a
I will go number 2, pepperoni.
Number 2. And what do you say, Sarah?
I concur.
If it is number 2, then indeed you two will have won the game at a 5-4 score. You're going for number 2. That's all important right now. So let's take a look. Was it indeed number 2? Show us that answer, please. This could be for the game. It was. All right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you two. It took you 2 weeks. I mean, it didn't take you. You had to come back, but you did a heck of a job. And to the Georges, we thank you very kindly. We have a nice consolation prize for it. It's been fun having you with us. And we have a, hey, wait there, kids, till you see what we have. Tom, you got the present over here for the Adams?
Yes, indeed we do. It's the all-new Atari Super Pong 10, Bill. You can play 10 different games in color in any home television set, whether it's basketball, handball, or catch. More fun to play on the Super Pong 10 from Atari.
Are we going to that? Okay, we're going to give the Adamses a chance to do some winning on some really big stuff. They're not finished yet because we have other possibilities for them, but right now we have this word about one of our treats for you.
On August 22nd, 1972, an extraordinary bank robbery took place in New York.
Get back. Don't, son!
Al Pacino stars in a bizarre bank robbery in history, and it's all true.
Go find that shot!
Strange things can happen on a dog day afternoon. Rated R. Lauren Bacall, Ingrid Bergman, Jacqueline Bisset, Michael York, Wendy Hiller, Vanessa Redgrave, Anthony Perkins, and Sean Connery. Together on a 3-day journey across Europe, these travelers find themselves on their way to an unexpected confrontation with their past. In Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express, a story of intrigue and death.
Okay, thank you. Hey, welcome back. We're going to step along because we're going to call this we do call it our perfector round. In a moment, everyone at home will tell us the name of their favorite ice cream. And you two down there, the Adams, you're going to be rearranging as you think the audience preferred by placing what you think will be the favorite on top, of course the least favorite on the bottom, and filling in all of the in-betweens. If you place all 5 in perfect order, Andy and Sarah Adams, you're going to win this sensational prize.
It's a color television, Bill, the RCA XL100 featuring 15-inch diagonal picture, automatic fine-tuning, and the RCA's Aculine black matrix system for perfect color every time. The XL100 from the Central Ohio RCA dealers.
Yeah, and I hope you do it, too. You deserve something. You've done good work here. I should point out before we start that we'll give you $50 for every correct answer in case you don't win all 5. So there'll be that for you in addition to what you've already won. Okay, audience, now vote for your number 1 preference of those 5 flavors. Vote for your number 1. The computer will take care of arranging them. If you haven't already vote right now. Okay, players, you ready to go? What do you think? While we're getting the answers, where do you think chocolate should go, for instance? Why don't you stand on this side, Andy, one on each side, and then you can... Do you think chocolate's first or second or what?
Number two.
You folks at home, if you want to yell out at us, you folks here in the studio. Okay, you don't have to listen to them either. Okay, where do you want to put? What do you want to put in number 1? Really? Sarah says what? We got a vanilla and we got a chocolate. All right, what do you think about chocolate chip? You agree? 3. Okay. We have in order vanilla, chocolate. Where do you want to put strawberry? Put it wherever you want. You want to go forward with strawberry? That leaves poor old pistachio all by itself to go in that 5th place. Is that right? Okay. Now you stand over there, Annie, if you would, please, to give me a chance. Now don't forget, you're going for that television if you get all 5 right. If you don't get all 5 right, you get $50 for every right answer. First, I have to see. I mean, you know what? May I tell you something, please? Let me see what I'll tell you. I want to tell you, you have one wrong here. I'm not saying that's all you have. I'm just telling you that. I'll tell you what's wrong. The vanilla is in the wrong spot. Would you like to change that? You may make that change.
Can we change one?
Well, you'd have to change another one, yes. Change it with something. Yes. Hooray! Okay, you ready to go?
Can we change again?
Okay, no. I like lawyers, you see. No, according to the audience at home, here are the selections. Now, let's see if chocolate was number 1. Reveal that if you would, please. It was. You got $50. $50. Let's see if we can make 100. Is or was or is vanilla number 2? By golly, you got 100 bucks. Let's go down to the bottom here. Let's go to the bottom, person behind the board who frequently knocks at me when I'm rushing them. What was number 5? Was it indeed pistachio? No, it was strawberry. Now, the question is, where was that other one going to fall? To see if they win $150, reveal number 3. Was it strawberry or chocolate? It was. I know it was pistachio. And strawberry, of course. So old pistachio was in there for number 4. So you have yourself 3 correct answers, what you had already won, and $150, and an Atari Super Pong 10 game. And $150 that'll help get you home. Thank you, kindly. Let's hear it for the Addicts. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry to keep you a little late, but we wanted to get a winner here if we possibly could. How Do You Like Your Eggs was the very first of many new shows you'll be seeing in the near future. Sure, please to stay tuned to this channel for a free movie. Tonight you'll be seeing Murder on the Orient Express as a token of our thanks and our appreciation to you for being my buttons cut, for being with us, and I'll work on that. Thank you all. We'll see you next time. Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Some of our players today will receive a dinner for 2 at the High Lie Restaurant. Enjoy mid-Spanish decor as you dine at the Metropolitan Restaurant in the Midwest, the High Lie. The preceding program was produced live at the Warner Cable Television Studios in Columbus, Ohio. Be sure to be with us for the next How Do You Like Your Eggs tomorrow night at 7. This is Tom Weeble speaking. The preceding was a Warner Cable presentation. Stay tuned now for Murder on the Orient Express, next on this channel.